Hello, welcome to I decided to do a little sit down video, like an informal one. This isn't even a really cool setup or whatever, this is just my couch. Welcome. I want to kind of tell you a little story about my PCOS. I got to my notes, which are down here by the way, just in case you wanted to hear about my story. So I want to put this out there because I know that there's not that many videos about PCOS, and the videos that are about PCOS kind of focus a lot on having babies and not being able to get pregnant and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to just share my story and maybe share some tips in the future, but this video is probably going to be quite long, just discussing what I went through and stuff like that. So I've put it off long enough, but we're gonna make it now. So yes, I have PCOS, which is Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. I always struggle saying ovary, so I say ovarian syndrome because it's easier for me, and people know what I mean if they know what it is. Otherwise I have to explain it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if you didn't know what it is, I will tell you in layman terms because I am indeed lame. So I'm gonna do that. I have my notes here, by the way. So if I'm looking down a lot, that's because in the way that I write notes, I used to write bullet points and then just say what I needed to say. But now my memory is really bad. So bad that I have to actually write out paragraphs sometimes. So PCOS is a condition that affects the way the ovaries work and cause a bunch of different symptoms such as cysts on the ovaries, irregular periods, difficulty getting pregnant, unwanted facial hair, excessive weight gain, hormonal problems, acne, headaches, and insulin resistance, which is basically where if you have sugar, your body can't process it very well and it turns it into some sort of fat. I don't know. I don't want to talk about the actual scientific part of PCOS. So if you want to know about that, then the NHS website will tell you, or I might go into in further detail in other videos, but in this one I just want to tell you my story and what I have. So I've had a lot of these symptoms for years, but I didn't actually connect the dots because I'm not a doctor. I don't know what was going on. I actually thought a lot of these symptoms were normal or were related to other conditions. So I had the implant in 2013 after having my son, and this caused my periods to stop completely. So that was normal for me. I have had acne since I was around 9, so I didn't think anything of that, and my mum and brother suffer from it too, so I thought it was just a genetic thing. I have went through so much trouble trying to get rid of my acne and trying to fix it that it's just been ridiculous, and I didn't know that it was hormonal at all until I was diagnosed with PCOS. So it is hormonal, but I guess there's other symptoms or other factors to the acne too. Like, I do believe that I have some sort of genetic condition thing or genetic symptom where, because my mum and brother have it, I have it too, because my brother is a man and he does not have PCOS, so there's other factors to that as well. But I don't think that PCOS has helped the situation at all. So I've been to the doctor several times for acne treatments and tried gels, lotions, creams, tablet, erythromycin to Roaccutane, which Roaccutane is now called something else, but it is a really strong drug and it's something that they put you on as a last resort if you can't get rid of it. There is so many horrible symptoms and side effects to that. My lips were dry. In fact, I made a video diary back when YouTube was just starting of me on Roaccutane. If I can find it, I will insert it, or I will link it in the description below if I'm brave, or maybe I might, I don't know, make a video out of my old videos or something like that, because that would be fun to watch. But I was on that, and you weren't supposed to mix it with alcohol. You were supposed to stop it immediately if you were pregnant because it's really bad for pregnancy. You were supposed to get a pregnancy test every single month. With that, it was quite scary. I was only 18, my brother was on it at the same time as me, and we were both moody teenagers. Well, he was 20, but whatever. I started getting headaches in 2015, really bad. I went to the doctors. They told me that it was ear infections, so they sent me to ear, nose and throat. And they told me it was my eyes, so they sent me to the opticians. And then it turns out it was just terrible migraines. And 5 years later, I was prescribed migraine medication, which I did take and they did help, but then I stopped getting them completely. So I just stopped taking the medication and I didn't get any repeat prescriptions. But then a couple of months ago I put a repeat prescription in for my migraine meds and they just didn't give me them. I went to go and pick it up and I had ordered acne medication at the same time, and they gave me the acne one, but they didn't give me the migraine one. So I just left it because it is a tablet that you take if a migraine is coming on, or you can feel a migraine coming on, or if you're in the middle of a migraine. It's not preventative, so I just take paracetamol instead. Around this time in 2015, I was also having trouble with weight and with confidence and aching of the bones, and they did diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, however you say that. And my mum was diagnosed with this as well. But I do believe that it's a real condition, but I just think that a lot of the time doctors tell you that you have fibromyalgia when they can't figure out what else is wrong with you. So I think that was the case for me, and maybe even the case for my mum, because she does work quite a lot and she doesn't have flare-ups anymore. I think that whatever was wrong with her when she was in her 30s, the same as me, was something to do with something else. It wasn't to do with fibromyalgia, but I'm not discrediting that diagnosis. I do have 2 videos, how to live, like what is fibromyalgia and how to live with it or something like that, about that, but I don't think I actually have that condition. So they sent me to the gym for 3 months. They gave me a free membership for 3 months to the gym, and then I was streaming on Twitch at this time, and a streamer / viewer of mine gifted me a lot of money to stay at the gym. So I ended up being at the gym for about a year, and I lost a bit of weight, but I stopped going and then I just put it all back on again. So far, none of these symptoms were really connected to PCOS. And then my hair falls out a lot, but I have very thick hair. I just thought it was normal, like the amount that my hair falls out. I thought that everybody's hair fell out that much, but apparently everybody's hair does fall out, but just not as much as mine. Like there will be clumps coming out in the shower sometimes, and it scares me, but at the same time, I know that I'm not going to lose my hair that much because I have a lot of it, so I'm quite blessed in that sense. My hairdresser actually has PCOS and her hair is really thin and it falls out a lot, so she's hardly got any left, but mine's is fine. It wasn't until 2022 where another mum was randomly wearing a mask, and I was like, she hasn't worn a mask in a while, why are you wearing a mask? And I asked her, and she said that she had additional hair growth on her chin and she was going to get it lasered off, so she had to let it grow, and she was wearing a mask to hide it. And I was like, oh, okay, why? And she said, because I have PCOS. And I was like, so I went home and I googled it, and I was informed by the NHS website that I have had at least 7 of the 9 common symptoms of PCOS. So one of the symptoms was obviously that I didn't think I had was having a baby because I already had Caden. But now that I think about it, I think that I might have those symptoms because I haven't had a baby since, and I think that it might be difficult for me to have children now. And I think that my body has changed and developed PCOS. I haven't had it since I was born or anything like that. So I think that that's a big factor. And there's a lot of things that go into it, but let's just move on with my story. So I called the doctor and I told her all of my symptoms, and she told me that it was probable that I had PCOS, but I needed a blood test and a scan to confirm my diagnosis, but there was no available appointments until the 21st of January, so I had to wait for a very long time for the blood test. So in the meantime, she recommended that I cut out red meat, sugar, gluten, dairy, and have a strict diet of chicken, salmon, fruit and vegetable, not just fish, but salmon, like not any fish. I had to just eat salmon. Fruit and veg for 2 weeks, and then slowly add in foods to see what caused some symptoms, and intermittent fast. Now, I think that if I was to eat a diet of chicken, salmon, fruit and veg for the rest of my life, I think that my symptoms would be fine and gone, because I was thriving on those first 2 weeks. Like, I think that my body would be happier, but it is hard to keep going with that kind of diet. It's so boring. Like, that's 4 things that you can eat. Obviously you can get different types of veg and different types of fruit, but yeah, I slowly added things in, and I can make another video all about that if you want, because I think it will help others that are suffering. But basically I just added in things slowly. So I added in sweet potato, and then I added in rice, brown rice. I was trying to keep away from gluten stuff, and I think that I should probably do that again because my symptoms are coming back now really badly. Like my acne's coming back, my hair growth is coming back, all that stuff is coming back. I'm gaining a little bit of weight. I think that that's mainly to do with the fact that I stopped going to the gym recently. Well, when I say recently, I stopped when Caden was on holiday from school in the summer, and it's now October. So I started going to the gym pretty much this week. My life was turned upside down. Not an excuse, but that is the reason, or one of the reasons why I didn't go. So yeah, she was very lovely as well. Like, I loved the doctor that I got. She just was so understanding. She knew exactly what it was straight away. She knew exactly what to do, and it was good. So I also signed up for the gym and started a 6-week workout program, and I actually loved it. I was already seeing results after just 2 weeks, and I was motivated to keep going. My body and my weight was changing dramatically. My energy levels and happiness was rising, and I felt really good. I felt amazing. Finally, after waiting for 6 weeks, I got the test results, and it was confirmed I have PCOS. It wasn't really a surprise, but it was a relief to know for sure. So it was just a whirlwind of things, and I think that one of the reasons why I stopped doing a lot of the things that I loved and a lot of the things that I used to do was because I was focusing on my health far too much, and I need to find a balance. I still do. It's either all or nothing for me, and I can't be doing that. My doctor called me with the news and also prescribed me with the same lotion that I had for acne when I was a kid. It was like this zinc thing, and it worked. Like, it didn't work the first time, but I think it was because I was a kid and I couldn't be bothered putting it on. Whereas as an adult, I made sure that I did it every night, and I made sure that Matt helped me every night and put it on my back and stuff. And it really did help. But then I think I ended up just not doing it. Like I do with everything. I think it's my brain, my ADHD brain. I just do something for a week or two and then I just forget. I've been put on different medication now where I have to take an antibiotic and a lotion at the same time, and I just don't do well with tablets, so I don't know, it's kind of hard. I never remember to use it. After that, she told me to continue with the diet and adding in stuff slowly, going to the gym, and that she will prescribe me something for my chin hair soon, which I haven't heard back from because she's left. That's a whole different story, but she left the practice. She no longer works there, and I'm really sad because all of the other doctors are mean and horrible. Sorry, I'm just hiding behind this microphone, by the way. I don't even need to lean that far into the microphone. But anyway, it's been 4 months since the official diagnosis. It's actually not. I'm telling a lie. January 24, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Okay, it's been 9 months, pretty much. It's not November yet, but I didn't count February, so I counted November instead, even though it's not November. I was being a weirdo. But yeah, it's been 9 months since the diagnosis, and I'm not going to say it's easy because it hasn't been easy. It's been incredibly difficult. Knowing what it is and how to manage it has been really helpful and encouraging, because I'm like, okay, well, now it's up to me. If I want to be better, I need to do the things that make me feel better, and I know what makes me feel better because I've done it before. So I just need to keep doing it. So from August to now has been a struggle, but I know for a fact that if I go back to doing what I was doing in February, March, April, May, then it will be easier. I don't know, it's hard. So if you have any of these symptoms, please seek help if you can, and if you can't, I encourage you to at least try and take a diary of what you are feeling and what your symptoms are, and also try and take gluten, dairy, red meat out of your diet, as long as it's safe to do so, and replace it with other things. Get your proteins, your fibre, your fat, your good fats, all of that stuff in, and make sure that you're getting enough to eat, but just experiment. So maybe not do all of it, but if you take milk out and you feel better, then keep milk out of your diet, because as soon as I took dairy out, my stomach felt different. I didn't even know that my stomach was supposed to not have a feeling, if you get what I mean. I didn't know that I was supposed to not feel my stomach, or be aware of it during the day. You're not supposed to. A healthy stomach, you usually don't feel it. Obviously, when you're hungry or whatever, it grumbles, or when you're digesting food, it grumbles. But when you're just sitting there doing nothing, you shouldn't be aware of your stomach. And I was aware of it constantly. It was uncomfortable and it was weird feeling and sore sometimes, and that was because my body doesn't like dairy. And I figured this out by cutting it out and then actually trying it again. A couple of weeks ago, I tried mac and cheese with normal cheese, and oh my God, my stomach just did not like it. It was grumbling, it was rumbling, I just hated it. It felt horrible. So I felt really bloated and heavy. I just didn't like it. So do things like that in your diet and see if it helps you, because even if you don't have PCOS, these things are quite good to do anyway, because a lot of people have intolerances that they don't know about. Like I was intolerant to eggs after having Caden, and I didn't know this, and I kept on eating eggs, and then I felt ill every time I ate an egg, and I was like, why do I feel ill every time I eat eggs? And then I realised it was because I have an intolerance to eggs. So what I did is what I wouldn't recommend, but I ate eggs for a week or 2 weeks straight until my body decided to like them again. You shouldn't do that. Just avoid what your body doesn't like. So I'm not an expert on PCOS and I don't have all the answers, but I have been through a lot, and if you are interested, I will make more videos about it, just if you're interested as someone from the outside, or if you do have PCOS and you need some advice, please ask comments in the comment section below if you want me to cover anything or answer any questions. I'll try and answer them in the comment section or make another video on it if it is quite popular, and we'll see where we go from there. But I just thought I would share my story, hope that it helps somebody to know that they're not alone at least, and maybe encourage people to get help if they have any of the symptoms that they have, even if you don't think that you have PCOS but you have any of the symptoms, because I had a lot of the symptoms that I didn't think were related to PCOS, or probably weren't at the time, like my acne and my headaches. And just don't suffer in silence. Like, you need to go and get seen and make sure that you put your health first, because that's something that I didn't do in the past. I always put my health last, and putting my health first has given me energy and made me feel better enough to do other things and to pursue the things that I want to pursue and to enjoy life. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that it was at least interesting for you to listen to on the background while you were doing something, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mm-hmm.